What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number 9 of Break It Down. Today, I'm going to be breaking down everything that happened in the world of wrestling over this last week. I am also going to be giving my predictions for WWE United Champions. That is this Saturday. I kind of lied a little bit to you guys. I'm going to be breaking down everything that happened over this past week, but it really is mostly just Night of Champions stuff. I'm going to talk about some AEW, some New Japan, some Ring of Honor. I'm going to talk about some matches that I watched, and I feel like this podcast is a good place for me to kind of share my New Japan experiences, or not even just New Japan, like AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA even. All of these matches that I'm watching, that I'm reviewing. I want to make videos, separate videos for them, but I also feel like this wrestling podcast is a good place to talk about them too. So I'll jump into that at the end. Before we get into any predictions, before we get into any other wrestling news, we need to talk about John Cena's pipe bomb promo on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, if you guys are living under a rock and you don't know what I'm talking about, R-Truth and John Cena had a match on SmackDown. That ended in a disqualification when John Cena hit R-Truth with the belt. Afterwards, CM Punk came out, they're fighting. CM Punk gets put through a table by John Cena, and as he's lying there on the table, it's like 10 minutes left of SmackDown. So we're thinking, son, 10 minutes left. Something's got to give. As CM Punk is laying lifeless on that table, that Slim Jim table, and oh boy, did they make sure they got their Slim Jim shots during this segment. John Cena gets out of the ring, grabs a microphone, sits on the top turnbuckle, and he goes, "Punk, as you lay there and you're most uncomfortable, I hope you can listen. I hope you can digest. Because before I leave here in 6 months with that WWE Championship, I got a whole lot of stuff to get off my chest." Boy, when I tell you, I wish I was streaming. I really do wish I was streaming, because when I pieced together how he was going bar for bar, quote for quote, kind of with CM Punk's pipe bomb, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my God. Just when you thought this rivalry between CM Punk and John Cena couldn't get any better, listen, thank God for CM Punk. Genuinely thank God for CM Punk, because if it wasn't for him, I was so, like, with John Cena's heel run and everything, I was so out. Like, I'm done with this. Like, this shit is ass. I'm not defending it anymore. CM Punk coming in and them doing this feud right now, it saved it. It literally gave it new life. I know I'm not the only one to think that way. CM Punk is bringing the best out of John Cena, and you can tell. It is so obvious to tell that John Cena is loving every second of this, and they are having the time of their life doing this. So let's get back to the pipe bomb promo before I get more into the feud and everything like that. But yeah, thank you, CM Punk, for being as incredible as you are. John Cena says he doesn't hate, or he doesn't even dislike Punk. He likes him. He likes CM Punk. He likes him more than anyone he has ever shared a locker room with, and that was the first bar. It's like, okay, all right, getting a little personal here now. John Cena says he hates the idea that CM Punk is the best in the world, because he's not. John Cena is the greatest of all time. Crowd goes crazy. That's a great line. CM Punk is better than John Cena at one thing, he says, and he's the best bullshitter in the world. Oh no, kiddos. John Cena just dropped a curse word. Show's going off the rails. He's breaking the fourth wall. That was probably the best, one of the best memes we're going to get from John Cena ever. Maybe one of the best bits that we'll get from this retirement tour. I was dying laughing. Cena says he's actually jealous of CM Punk. He's jealous that he's conned these people to believe the myth that he's the best in the world. They don't believe a word that CM Punk says, because he changes his values as much as John Cena changes his shirts. Now he's kind of insulting himself a little bit. You gotta love it. He says CM Punk is a loudmouth opportunist who will step on the necks of people who actually work hard to get ahead. Then he name drops Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona. 3 superstars that were just like, okay, he's breaking the fourth wall. He's bringing up ex-WWE guys, some independent, an AEW guy, a TNA guy, and Nick Nemeth, but kind of odd. We were like, why didn't he just bring up people from CM Punk's personal life? People saying, what about Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Colt Cabana, Kenny Omega, whatever. The conspiracy is apparently he did subtly name drop Nick and Matt Jackson and Colt Cabana, because Nick Nemeth, Nick Jackson, Matt Cardona, Matt Jackson, and Claudio Castagnoli, CC, his first and last name initials, Colt Cabana. Now, could it be just a big coincidence and a funny connection? Absolutely. Could this be a little, they thought this out and they made sure they picked certain people to, put that Easter egg in there? I absolutely can see that too. I don't know what's true and what isn't. If it's just a thing and it was just a coincidence, that's hilarious. But if that's something John Cena and Punk planted, that's also genius. We're still on, baby. He's heating up. He's on fire. John Cena was having fun. He said he's laughing his ass off. He's saying to CM Punk, there's nobody to come save you because I'm your only friend. He says, I gave you the stage for your pipe bomb and you've done nothing with it since. He said CM Punk has 5 mic moves of doom and he is promo potato salad. When I said earlier that John Cena is enjoying himself, that you can tell that he is the best side of John Cena is getting brought out by CM Punk, I mean it. Like, this promo just felt genuine. You know what I mean? Like, every other John Cena heel promo prior to CM Punk just felt robotic and just felt so scripted and felt forced. It felt like John Cena was delivering a promo he didn't want to. Now, this is some shit that he's been wanting to say for the last 14 years. So he continues. We're not done. He continues. He goes, you are no longer the voice of the voiceless, but you're a millionaire. You're not a punk. You're a capitalist. You're not against TKO, bro. You're Mr. TKO. He goes, your tweets are strong. Your actions are weak. In Saudi Arabia, you're going to face some loud music when John Cena proves to the world that each day, no days off for 25 years, he's been the greatest of all time. Now, no days off. All respect to John Cena. You were gone for a little bit, so I don't know if we can say no days off for 25 years, but I understand the point in that bar right there. The crowd is chanting for Cena, and he's smirking. And this, people pointed out on Twitter, this smirk was like, this is John Cena. This is the good guy John Cena that wants to come out so bad. But he goes, see, they know. They know Punk was the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago. After Night of Champions, Punk is still delusional enough to think that he's the best. Then it's a small world after all. You're welcome, Grand Rapids. And the crowd goes wild. John Cena kind of hypes up the match for a little bit. And then there's like 2 minutes left. He tells USA Network to keep the extra 2 minutes, 30 seconds. He doesn't need a bomb. Elvis has left the motherfucking building. John Cena, then he leaves, then comes back really quick. He thanks CM Punk for letting him rip off his promo to make him look foolish. The best part of this, genuinely, was that fact that CM Punk sold the table spot for as long as he did. CM Punk was lying lifeless on that Slim Jim table. And when I said earlier, they made sure they were getting close-up shots of that Slim Jim logo, they got their money's worth that night. This pipe bomb promo was incredible. This was the best segment of John Cena's retirement tour post heel turn. We needed, I don't know if it was CM Punk or we just needed someone that could bring this out of John Cena, because for some reason over the last few months, the John Cena we've been getting has been manufactured, robotic, not entertaining in my opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Wrestling is subjective, as I like to say, because it's true. It hasn't been for me. I've been very disappointed in John Cena's run. We're getting a second wind here. We're getting a second wind. We have 6 months left. I'm locked in now, okay? You can admit the product is bad and you can admit when it's good. The product was shit, John Cena's run, but now it's getting good again. So I'm excited to see what happens at Night of Champions, what happens afterwards, post Night of Champions, and we will get into the predictions. We'll get into the predictions now, I guess, because the CM Punk, John Cena promo, there really isn't anything else to touch upon, but just great work. I mean, the argument, too, is where would you rank this in John Cena's all-time promos? Personally, I think this is the best heel promo. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of like recency bias to say, like, oh, it's top 5 or whatever. Definitely think it's his best heel promo. It is like a ripoff of another promo, right? But John Cena putting his own twist on it, I think we can separate the two and not be like, oh, it shouldn't be in a top 5 or whatever because it is a ripoff of another one. I don't think that should be the case. I'll probably safely say that it's like top 10. I think at the end of the day, you put together a top 10 promo. If you want to include a heel John Cena promo, I think this is the one to do it. We still have 6 months left, so the list can get moved around a bit, but definitely one of the best promos of his career. I'll say this, one of the best promos of his recent memory of John Cena, like probably the last 10 years. And I think that's fair because 2015 and now he really wasn't around too much. So best John Cena promo in a long time. We'll say that. Okay, let's move on to Night of Champions. We have some movement here. So originally we were supposed to have AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. That match got canceled. I think they're going to have it at some point, whether it be on Raw this upcoming week or the week out. I don't know. I don't think they announced it yet, but that match got canceled. They said Dom's injured. Don't know if it's a true injury or he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. Don't know. Triple H has his 5-match rule, 5-match fetish, I like to call it, where he only likes to have 5 matches on a card. He took off Dom and AJ, and they actually added 2. So we have 6 total matches at Night of Champions. We're being spoiled this Saturday. The first match that we have, the first match that I have, I don't know what order this is going to be in, but the first match that we're going to talk about is Sami Zayn versus Kross, a match that got added this past Monday. This is going to be tough because I'm a Kross fan. Like, I'm a supporter. I am going to be that guy to be like, I think he deserves more TV time. Whenever he is shown on TV, he gets a huge pop from the crowd. People talk about the internet wrestling community and how he only has fans on the internet and stuff. Bull fucking shit. You listen to the crowd when he's on TV, they love him. You put him in front of that live crowd, they love him even more. They've been having back and forth stuff for the last few weeks, for like the last month, I feel like, even longer than that. So it's not that it's not deserving of a pay-per-view spot, but it's just like it got thrown on out of nowhere and so quickly. I think Sami Zayn's going to come out with the win here. I'm honestly like kind of surprised Sami Zayn isn't in the finals of the King of the Ring. He was one of my predictions to win. I thought he was going to be a top choice to win. He's fighting Kross instead. I pray to God that this is a good match because the Kross slander on the internet is strong and it is not going away. There's this whole thing going around now about him not taking backdrops in matches. I've seen the videos. I need a good performance out of Kross because I'm a Kross defender and I will be a defender. I love his character. I think he's a great in-ring worker when he's pushed and has a good story direction. I hope this is a good match. I think Sami Zayn will win, but I hope it's good for Karrion. Next match we have that got added also on Monday, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. So this is another match that I feel like just could have been on Raw. I'm actually going to go at Raquel Rodriguez winning here, and that's, it's Rhea Ripley. You'd think that she is going to be the favorite to win. She probably is the favorite to win. And you'd think that she would win in a street fight of all matches. Sure. How I'm looking at it is Raquel Rodriguez right now is holding both the tag team championships. Liv Morgan is out for the foreseeable future. I think they said up to 6 months, something like that. They're not going to vacate the belts. So my prediction is her and Roxanne are going to end up being the new tag team champions. Roxanne's going to somehow, whether it's Adam Pearce is like, you need to pick a partner, and Roxanne's right there. And it's just like she's already kind of in Judgment Day. And then that will spark something with Liv when she returns. Whatever. I think we're, planting seeds for long-term booking. I think Roxanne gets involved in this match because it is a street fight, no disqualification, and will help Raquel win. Since Liv is out, I think Raquel getting the win here and having her look strong as well as Judgment Day is important. Liv Morgan, who has been the leader of the Judgment Day, I would say for the last year or so, being out, you need to keep them legit. You need to keep them looking strong and also keep it enticing. And I think Raquel beating Rhea does that. Rhea takes a loss, but it's a street fight. And if it's by an interference, if Raquel wins, it's not going to be a clean win. I think there's going to be interferences. Rhea can take a loss. She's at this point in her career where she can lose a match like this and it'll be fine. Raquel getting the win, I think, would be important for Judgment Day, for herself, and also continuing the story with the tag team championships and with Roxanne if she does help. I think she should. Next match I have for the United States Championship, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. I am choosing Jacob Fatu because I don't like Solo Sikoa is doing good work. I like his character. I like the comedic aspect of it. I don't know. He's just a funny heel and he's like unserious, but he is kind of serious. Jacob Fatu needs to have a lengthy title run. I want him to win, beat Solo. I say I want him to move on and I want him to have other challengers, but at the same time, I know how WWE is with the bloodline, and that's a whole nother fetish that they have, where he's just going to stay involved with the bloodline, where I don't think this is going to end at Night of Champions, unfortunately. But I want Jacob to have a good reign. I want him to branch off, defend the belt against people that's not in this circle, like he did at the start. I am nervous that Solo might win this because Jeff Cobb or JC Mateo is with Solo. Maybe another Samoan debuts at Night of Champions to screw I don't know. Or maybe another Samoan debuts to help Jacob. Who fucking knows? I don't want Solo to win. I'm nervous that they might give him the win. And if they do, I don't know. You just turn Jacob Fatu face. Why, you're going to have to lose the belt right away? I don't think that would make sense. Have him win. Please, for the love of God, just don't drown him in this bloodline shit. Jacob Fatu's too good for that. Move him on from that. Then after that, we have the 2 King and Queen of the Ring finals. So start with the woman. Asuka is going to be going up against Jade Cargill. I believe Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss. Yeah, and Jade defeated Roxanne on Raw. Asuka, in her return, she's 2-0 in her return, now in the finals. I think this is going to be Jade Cargill's. I think it's hers to lose, honestly. I was thinking it was going to be Roxanne versus Jade, and at that point, that's a toss-up, because I think either one of those, you can say, has a good chance of winning, and it would make sense story-wise for the roster, the division they're in on each brand. What I envision, because, I can clearly see into the future, Jade Cargill wins, Queen Jade, Queen Cargill, thank you, her with the crown. They'll make some money off of it. Her and Tiffany, that's the direction at SummerSlam. They've been teasing it for the last month or so. That will be for the championship. Jade probably wins the championship. And guess who's missed Money in the Bank? You guessed it. Well, you don't have to guess it. You know who it is. It's Naomi. Naomi, I think, will cash in on Jade whenever she wins. If she wins the championship, that continues that feud. Bianca is coming back from injury soon, so she'll be in the mix. I think it's written on the wall. I think that's the money story. Also, it's the 3 of them. I think you can kind of stretch that out into Mania next year. Have a triple threat match at WrestleMania or something like that. I think that will be a great show and great match and a great story overall. Next match, King of the Ring final. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. This is a big match. This is a big fucking match. If you think about it, we have been anticipating this match for a while, and we're getting it at Night of Champions. I don't feel like we're getting this too soon. I'm just wow, I can't believe they're not saving it for another moment in time, maybe waiting for Cody to get the belt back and then do a championship match. I thought the first match between these two would have been a championship match. It would have been for a championship, whether Cody held it or Randy. But it's the King of the Ring finals. The winner is going to challenge John Cena. They're both on SmackDown. Randy Orton has said time and time again, he will do anything it takes. He will go through anyone. Even if it's Cody Rhodes, who he loves like a brother, he's been emphasizing how much he loves him. He will do whatever he takes to get to that championship match and get belt number 15. Cody Rhodes trying to get his rematch against John Cena, who he lost the championship to at WrestleMania because of the help or distraction of Travis Scott. I'm picking Cody Rhodes to win King of the Ring because I don't think Randy gets a rematch. If Randy Orton and John Cena hadn't happened yet, I would be more inclined to think that Randy Orton could win this, or maybe be 50-50 on it. I know Cena and Cody had a match earlier in the year, but this is different. Cena beat Cody for the belt. Cody's trying to get the belt back. I know Randy's going for 15, but he had the chance at 15. I think Cody's going to win, but I don't know if he's going to win at SummerSlam. The question, the confusion is where we go from there, because I don't know if Cody can lose to John Cena twice in a row at least. Losing at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, your biggest star, that's tough, even for the sake of the story. And let's say Cody Rhodes faces John Cena at SummerSlam and he loses. I don't think Cody Rhodes gets another shot at the title. I think that story is dead in the water. Someone else has to dethrone John Cena, because if you have Cody Rhodes come back for round 3, I think we have to believe that Cody will win. And if he does win, then he's down 2-1 in the series. And maybe that doesn't mean anything to some people, but to me, it's you already lost twice to the guy. Yeah, you beat him at the end, but you lost twice to the guy. So I don't think you're better than him. But if Cody Rhodes, right, if he goes to SummerSlam and beats John Cena, now what's John Cena's direction? Is it he's a heel the rest of the way? What's the goal? What's his purpose now? Is it to win the belt back, to win 18? Is it, I've been seeing this on Twitter, I'm not pushing for this, I'm not saying this is going to happen. Is it going to be a double turn? Is it going to be Cody turns heel, John Cena turns face? And then some people are saying face John Cena goes after 18, and then that's the ultimate feel-good story. I don't know about all that. Cody Rhodes did say at Fanatics that a heel turn is coming. I hated that. And a little side thing real quick. I'm all for, like, listen, I know we're in the age of social media, podcasting. We get a peek behind the curtain, okay? Netflix has these series. We've seen documentaries in the back where we talk about things that behind the scenes stuff, right? But I feel like there's a line that we don't cross when it's like with The Rock, when he was on Pat McAfee talking about the whole, I was at Elimination Chamber because they needed to push tickets. And I told the boys, you guys got this, I'm out. We don't need to know all of that. That's too much. That we don't need to see or peek behind the curtain that much. Like stories that are being told or you are telling, like you need to keep that to yourself. Cody Rhodes, whether he was bullshitting or telling the truth, him saying that his babyface run is coming to an end and a heel turn might come, whether that's true or not, I don't like that. I think we need to keep kayfabe alive to a point. Like kayfabe can be dead in places like you're a character on TV, and I explained this in my MJF video the other day if you haven't seen it. But you're a character on TV. When that camera's off, you are a human being. You should be be yourself. Like that's justified. That is so true. That is fine. But like, don't be going off saying like, I'm going to be turning heel soon or something. I don't like that. I don't like that stuff. But that's just a little side thing. Going back to John Cena, Cody Rhodes, I don't know what they're going to do at SummerSlam. And is Travis Scott going to come back at any point? I don't fucking know. My belief right now, or my growing belief, I should say, I think Seth Rollins is going to have a big role in John Cena losing, or at least a big part in his title reign, because they're teasing it. They're planting seeds. They haven't gone face to face exactly. Like Seth Rollins has come out during promos. They've mentioned each other in promos. Like I think Seth Rollins, maybe he's the one to dethrone John Cena. But at that point, like, is it at SummerSlam? Is it later in the year? Because I'm also thinking maybe John Cena, he's a heel now, but we're starting to see him crack a little bit. We're starting to see bits and pieces of good John Cena. Is that going to come out at the end of the year? And when he becomes a good guy again, Seth Rollins cashes in. Like, I love the idea of that. John Cena finally finding the good side, and then boom, Seth Rollins cashing the briefcase. I love that. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck we have in store. Good on WWE for making this unpredictable, at least for me. Either way, I have Cody Rhodes winning. I don't know what that will lead to. Who knows? It's 2 nights though, so maybe they have something set up for both nights. I don't know. Last match of the night. I'm assuming this is going to be the last match of the night. John Cena defending his undisputed WWE Championship against CM Punk. Now, I may have, now I'm thinking about it, I may have spoiled my thoughts on this match, or who I think is going to win this match based off what I was talking about with Cody Rhodes. I think John Cena is going to win this match. If this was later in the year, like if this was genuinely like October, November, December, tail end of the retirement tour, the title reign, I would be in more belief that he could win this and dethrone John Cena. But I just don't see it happening now. I love this feud. I love that Punk is getting the best out of John Cena. I don't think that he's going to be the one to take the belt off him. I hope CM Punk floats around. I hope he stays around, during this retirement tour, and he pops up more. He gets involved in this and that, because it's clear that John Cena and CM Punk love working with each other. It's clear that CM Punk is bringing the best out of John Cena. One little side thing is this feud is starting to make me think of how special John Cena and CM Punk's rivalry really is. We should be considering this like one of John Cena's. This might be John Cena's best rivalry. I know you have the Ortons, you have the Edges, you have the Triple H's, you have the Batistas, you have the Brock Lesnar's, you have a few other people. Randy Orton probably being, The Rock probably being another one. CM Punk, we want to talk about match quality, promos, how personal it is, and how invested fans are into it. This might be John Cena's best rivalry. And we're seeing it 14 years later. They created magic in 2011. 14 years later, they're creating magic again in John Cena's retirement tour. And it's so great to see. But that is those are my predictions for Night of Champions. I have Sami Zayn beating Karrion Kross, Raquel Rodriguez defeating Rhea Ripley in a street fight, Jacob Fatu defending his United States Championship, retaining, I should say, against Sikoa. Jade Cargill defeating Asuka, becoming the new Queen of the Ring. Cody Rhodes defeating Randy Orton to become the King of the Ring. And John Cena defending retaining, I don't know why I keep saying defending, retaining his WWE Championship against CM Punk. All right, now that we are done with Night of Champions, I said I wanted to use this podcast to be a place where I can talk about some of the New Japan matches that I'm watching, some of the newer wrestling matches that I'm watching that I've never seen before, that I've been tweeting about, that I have been sharing my thoughts on Twitter, that if you haven't followed me yet, you should follow me at Downtown Deck. You can find all my matches. I have a thread of like all the matches I've watched, so you can check that out, all that good stuff. I want to jump into one of the matches I want to talk about is Kota Ibushi versus Kazuchika Okada, but this is something weird is happening because I watched Omega and Okada, right? Those are the first set of matches I watched. That week, they announced the match All In. Incredible. I watched Okada and Ibushi. I watched two of their matches actually this past week, but I watched their Wrestle Kingdom match yesterday for Patreon. Unfucking believable. They announced on AEW last night that Ibushi and Okada will fight next week on AEW 300. They're listening. I don't know what else to say, but they're listening. Yeah, so that is going to be an incredible match. I'm super stoked for it. I know they have a few other singles matches I'm probably going to watch. I'm going to check out before that so I can get the full history there. And let me just fill out the rest of AEW. The only things I really have from AEW is Mark Briscoe and Chris Statlander won each one a Fatal 4-Way match to get the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet at All In. So Mark Briscoe defeated Takeshita, Bandito, and Roderick Strong. Statlander defeated Athena, Willow Nightingale, and Thunder Rosa. Now let's talk about Kota Ibushi versus Okada. The first match of theirs was at, where was it? It was at the G1 in 2019. It's not that I didn't like the match. I think my expectations may have been a little too high, and I think just maybe not even my expectations were high, but I was watching it and I just felt like, ooh, they could have done more there. The chemistry was incredible. The crowd was loving it. Ibushi is one of the best, it's funny because I noticed this in the second Okada match I'll talk about right after this, is he has a vibe where he's like an ultimate babyface and you want to cheer for him, right? But at the same time, he does like heel shit and it's like you want to boo him, and it's some of the stuff he does in the ring, like some cheap shots, kicks, whatever. So it's always fun seeing the crowd, like they were cheering him and then they're booing him, whatever. Ibushi is really good at. He's good at a lot of things. He's good at everything. The match was great. I just felt it was too short. It could have been better. It's a G1 match, so it's a 30-minute time limit. I get that. Their Wrestle Kingdom match is longer because it's a Wrestle Kingdom match. There's no hour time limit. That shit probably was a top 5 New Japan match that I have seen since I started watching New Japan. And I filmed my reaction on Patreon, so if you guys want to check out my Patreon, the link will be below. I have a $1, $5, $10 tier. I do weekly watch-alongs for matches, events, Q&As, all that good stuff. I convinced myself that the only way for either man to win was taking a gun and just shooting their opponent. Neither guy would stay down. Ibushi got dropped on his head a million times. I don't know how, and Okada also got dropped on his head a few times. I don't know how either of their necks were still attached to the rest of their body. I could have sworn that I would have put money on Okada walking backstage and there was a police presence waiting for him to put him in handcuffs because of the fucking borderline attempted murder that he did to Ibushi. But yeah, Ibushi almost still won, which was incredible. The match was so good. I was such a fan of it. I was very, very happy that it was better than their first one because I was a little let down of their first one. So I was happy that they delivered for the second one, as everyone told me. And another match, or another person, I should say, I started getting into, and I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm going to start watching more and more of his matches, is Samoa Joe. Now, I watched Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels at TNA Unbreakable. Arguably the best match in TNA history, the best triple threat match of all time, some may say. I watched this because I watched it also on Patreon, and it's been a highly requested match, and it's a match that I have wanted to jump into. I watched some TNA as a kid, like when I started watching wrestling, like probably like late 2000s, like 2008, 2009. Once Jeff Hardy went over to TNA, I started watching a little bit more, but didn't watch this era of TNA. This match fucking rocked. I've never really seen many Christopher Daniels matches before. A handful. Not like this in his prime, like in 2005. This was 20 years ago, and Christopher Daniels just retired, and Samoa Joe and AJ are still going and like at the top of their game. The fact that AJ Styles, both AJ and Samoa Joe, are delivering at the highest level and giving us bangers, incredible. I haven't seen many TNA matches, like especially in this era, and I'm gonna dive into some more. And this is also me talking about this is open to you guys to leave me suggestions in the comments. So if you have any match suggestions, please let me know. This is probably the best TNA match that I have ever seen up to this point. Again, there's some matches I still have to see, but I feel like that statement isn't crazy to say. I moved on from that to watch some more Samoa Joe, and I watched this match because people were like, you need to watch this. You want to watch hardcore Samoa Joe, you want to watch a badass Samoa Joe, you need to watch this match. Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher. I looked it up, and there's one photo, because when I put it in my thread on Twitter and I tweeted out, I put like a little thumbnail of it, whatever the match card photo is. The only photo of this one was of Necro wearing a tank top that says choose death, and his entire face is covered in a red liquid, which I would assume is blood. Samoa Joe is looking to hit Necro Butcher, and he has blood on his legs, on his arm, it looks like his left arm, and some of his stomach. This was a 10-minute death sentence for Necro Butcher. He was like asking to die. I watched this at like 9:30 in the morning, whenever this was. I don't know why I did. I chose to watch a man nearly die at the hands of Samoa Joe before 10 a.m. That's a decision I made. The highlight of this was CM Punk and Eddie Kingston was on commentary, and they were fucking electric. Death matches and hardcore matches, I can get behind. But then it's like, I watched this guy get dropped on his head on concrete and legit am wondering if he is alive at certain points, certain spots in the match. Maybe I need to just, save it for later in the day. Maybe it's not the best thing for me to do in the morning. And what else do I want to talk about? I watched Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door. I watched a Wrestle Kingdom match about a few weeks ago, a month ago or so. That was one of the first matches that I watched getting to New Japan. Their Forbidden Door match is fucking incredible. I don't know which match is better. They're both insane. I'm so happy Will Ospreay got the win in this one. They're tied 1-1 since I know they had a match years ago, but in 2023, they had 2 matches. They're 1-1. We need a rubber match. Maybe if Kenny Omega wins the Undisputed Championship at All In, maybe we get an Undisputed Championship match. I don't know, but I would love to see a third match between those two. Kevin Steen versus El Generico in a ladder match. I had never seen a Kevin Steen / Owens match outside of WWE, and I had never seen an El Generico match before. Now, I don't know who he is. I don't know who the man is under the mask, and it's like I've never seen anything about him in the last 10 years. So I'm happy I got a chance to watch him here in 2012. Kevin Steen beat the fucking shit out of El Generico. His back was all torn up, all red. Generico kept fighting back, though. It was one of the greatest comeback stories since Kim Kardashian. Kevin Steen had to borderline kill him. He hit him with a package pile driver through 2 ladders to climb up the ladder and get the win, retrieving the Ring of Honor World Championship. I gave this match 4 out of 5 stars because it was good, but I feel like it was on the not that it was even on the shorter side. Maybe it could have been longer, but it didn't hit another gear that I felt it could have. Or maybe I didn't see as much extreme. The ladders were legit. They were hard hitting. Kevin Steen hit Generico in the head multiple times, and it was legit, and it looked like it fucking hurt. Maybe there was one spot too that they didn't botch, but a table didn't break as much as it could have, and the ladder didn't break as much as it could have. I'm not saying that brought it down, but I feel like they could have done bigger spots for what I was thinking going in. Kevin Steen, El Generico, one of the best indie rivalries, a ladder match. Maybe my expectations were too high. It was still a good match, but not an all-timer maybe I shouldn't have. That's on me for having my expectations that high, but I was expecting a little bit more. I made an MJF video the other day because me and MJF have been going back and forth on Twitter recently, if you guys haven't noticed. I'm safe for now, I guess. I made a video about MJF talking about his greatness and how he is a generational talent. I'm a man enough to say that he is. He is a generational talent. And I talked about how I watched his match against Omega, match against Danielson, Punk, and Will Ospreay. If you don't think MJF Ospreay is good at Dynamite 250, I think it was, their 1 hour match. I don't know what to tell you. To each their own. I loved the match. I thought it was incredible. I got roasted for it on Twitter. Don't care. I thought it was awesome. Dog collar match with CM Punk. It's brutal. Pisses me off that they did nothing with Wardlow after that. That dude was set up to be pushed to the moon and nothing happened. His match against Omega, considering both men's bodies were being held together with duct tape at that point, pretty damn impressive. And he had arguably the best match in AEW history against Bryan Danielson in the Iron Man match. Beating him with his own move, making him tap out to his own move in overtime. The part where he low blowed Danielson and then pinned him twice in a row to even up the score. Such a good heel move. I've been watching some good matches. And again, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm doing watch alongs to some of these matches on Patreon. So check out my Patreon if you want to, I don't know if the word is subscribe, but if you want to sign up for a membership, the $1, $5, $10 tier, they all offer different things. So check that out. Link will be below. And I think that's where I'll end it. Seems like a good place to end it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy Night of Champions. Also, you know what? We made it this far. If you made it this far, guys, I'm going to be giving away 1 month of Patreon, a $5 membership, the best there was. I'm going to be giving that out to you guys. How you can win, okay? I'm going to be picking a winner a week from now. That's what I did. I did a theme song video with Taylor. A week later, I randomly chose someone in the comments. You need a comment. What do I actually want? Oh, I thought I was going to rip something off. What do I want to say? I need something good for you guys to comment. I want you guys to say, Okay, no. I know what I want to do. I know what I want you guys to comment. So down below in the comments, I want you guys to put down your favorite match of all time. It can be singles, tag team, WWE, AEW, New Japan, doesn't matter. Favorite match of all time, drop that in the comments below. I will choose a random person that commented their favorite match. Next week, I will comment. So I will reply to you and we'll try to get in touch. So if you comment, make sure to check your notifications and stuff in a week from now, just in case if you do win. Shout out to WrestlePlay. They're the ones that gifted these Patreon, these memberships. So shout out to WrestlePlay. Check them out. Play their games, connections, WrestleGrid Bingo, all that good stuff. And thank you guys again for being here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy Night of Champions. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.